Welcome to Teen ypww Lesson 6 Bible Study. I do not own the rights to this music. The topic is The World is Ever Changing, but God Remains the Same, Part 1. The lesson text is coming out of 1 Samuel chapter 1, 1 Samuel chapter 2, Hebrews chapter 10, verses 22 through 24, and 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 12 through 14. This is the amplified reading of 1 Samuel chapter 1. There was a certain man of Ramathaim Zophim of the hill country of Ephraim, named Elkanah, the son of Jeroham, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, the son of Zoph, an Ephraimite. He had two wives, one named Hannah and the other named Peninnah. Peninnah had children, but Hannah had none. This man went up from his city each year to worship and sacrifice to the Lord of hosts at Shiloh. Hophni and Phinehas, the two sons of Eli, were priests to the Lord there. When the day came that Elkanah sacrificed, he would give portions of the sacrificial meat to Peninnah, his wife, and all her sons and daughters. But to Hannah he would give a double portion, because he loved Hannah, but the Lord had given her no children. Hannah's rival provoked her bitterly to irritate and embarrass her because the Lord had left her childless. So it happened year after year. Whenever she went up to the house of the Lord, Peninnah provoked her, so she wept and would not eat. Then Elkanah, her husband, said to her, "Hannah, why do you cry, and why do you not eat? Why are you so sad and discontent? Am I not better to you than 10 sons?" So Hannah got up after eating and drinking in Shiloh. Now Eli the priest was sitting on his seat beside the doorpost of the temple tabernacle of the Lord. Hannah was greatly distressed, and she prayed to the Lord and wept in anguish. She made a vow, saying, "O Lord of hosts, if you will indeed look on the affliction, suffering of your maidservant, and remember and not forget your maidservant, but will give your maidservant a son, then I will give him to the Lord all the days of his life. A razor shall never touch his head." Now it happened, as she continued praying before the Lord, that Eli was watching her mouth. Hannah was speaking in her heart. Mind, only her lips were moving, and her voice was not heard. So Eli thought she was drunk. Eli said to her, "How long will you make yourself drunk? Get rid of your wine." But Hannah answered, "No, my Lord, I am a woman with a despairing spirit. I have not been drinking wine or any intoxicating drink, but I have poured out my soul before the Lord. Do not regard your maidservant as a wicked and worthless woman, for I have spoken until now out of my great concern and bitter provocation." Then Eli answered and said, "Go in peace, and may the God of Israel grant your petition that you have asked of him." Hannah said, "Let your maidservant find grace and favor in your sight." So the woman went on her way and ate, and her face was no longer sad. The family got up early the next morning, worshiped before the Lord, and returned to their home in Ramah. Elkanah knew Hannah his wife, and the Lord remembered her prayer. It came about in due time, after Hannah had conceived, that she gave birth to a son. She named him Samuel, saying, "Because I have asked for him from the Lord." Then the man Elkanah and all his household went up to offer to the Lord the yearly sacrifice and pay his vow. But Hannah did not go up, for she said to her husband, "I will not go up until the child is weaned, and then I will bring him, so that he may appear before the Lord and remain there as long as he lives." Elkanah, her husband, said to her, "Do what seems best to you. Wait until you have weaned him. Only may the Lord establish and confirm his word." So the woman remained behind and nursed her son until she weaned him. Now when she had weaned him, she took him up with her, along with a 3-year-old bull, an ephah of flour, and a leather bottle of wine, to pour over the burnt offering for a sweet fragrance. And she brought Samuel to the Lord's house in Shiloh, although the child was young. Then they slaughtered the bull and brought the child to Eli. Hannah said, "O my Lord, as surely as your soul lives, my Lord, I am the woman who stood beside you here, praying to the Lord. For this child I prayed, and the Lord has granted me my request, which I asked of him. Therefore, I have also dedicated him to the Lord. As long as he lives, he is dedicated to the Lord." And they worship the Lord there. The end. God bless you, and thank you for joining me today.